Bill Welge with the Oklahoma Historical Society, and this is September the 3rd, 1988. I'm at the tribal complex of the Wyandot Indians in Wyandotte, Oklahoma. And I'm speaking to
Hugh Wright.
Mr. Hugh Wright. Mr. Wright, please give me the date and place of your birth.
Well, Wyandotte, Oklahoma.
And what's your birthday?
April 21st, born 1912.
1912. And give me the name of your parents and
James Wright.
And your mother.
Brony Wright.
What was her maiden name?
Byzantine.
Byzantine?
Yeah.
Okay, when was your father born?
1852 or 3, somewhere along
Oh,
in there.
really?
Yeah.
And when was your mother born?
I don't remember.
Do you remember where your father was born?
Well, I think up Kansas City. I'm not sure.
Kansas City. So he was up with the Wyandottes up in the Kansas City area.
I'm pretty sure he was born up there.
Is that where he met your mother?
No, he met her down here.
Okay, so he waited. He didn't marry till he come down here.
No, he come down here when he was small. I don't know how big.
What was the name of his parents?
George Wright.
George Wright.
Yeah.
And what was his mother's name?
I don't remember. I can't remember ever seeing her.
Okay. But you do remember George from time to time? Or?
I never see him. He died before I was born.
Oh,
But I just heard him talk about him.
Okay.
He was an interpreter.
He
for
was
the Indian agents for years.
For the Wyandottes?
Well, he could even speak 8, 9 different languages.
And this was while up in Kansas?
Up in Kansas and over here at Miami too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was he in the Civil War?
No.
He wasn't? Do you have any idea when he came down to this area?
No, I don't remember just when.
But your father grew up in this area?
Well, sometime I don't remember. He told how old he was when they come down here, but I can't remember all that. You know, they tell you stuff when you're a kid and it never soaks in.
Well, so you say he met your mother here.
Yeah.
And do you remember when they were married?
No, I don't.
Were you the oldest child?
Oh, no. There's 2 more yet older than me.
2 yet older. Are they still living?
Yes.
What are their names?
One of them's Calvin, he lives over in Miami, and then sister lives over on the Cody Road over here.
What's her name?
Della Watts.
Della Watts? Okay, what is your degree of Indian blood?
Quarter.
Quarter blood? So was it your father that was the Wyandotte?
Yes, sir.
And did he marry a Wyandotte?
No, sir.
She was a white woman?
She was a white woman.
Okay. Was she connected in any way with any of the tribal, working with the tribe in any fashion? When your father grew up down here, did he attend an Indian school?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you attend an Indian school? You attended white schools? How many did you finish?
I didn't get very far. I had to work and didn't get very far.
Well, did your father have a farm?
Yes, sir.
How many acres was it?
Well, he ended up with 40.
40 acres?
40 acres.
Was this an allotment that he received?
Yes, sir.
When you were growing up, I guess you had to help out with the farm.
You better believe it.
That usually kept you from getting very far and going along in school, but
well, we milked a bunch of cows, chopped wood, walked about 3 or 4 miles to school.
What was the name of the school? Do you remember?
Well, we called it North 8 School.
North 8?
North 8.
And where was it located?
Before here, about 3 or 4 miles.
To the east?
To the east.
Was it a one-room schoolhouse?
1-room schoolhouse.
How many grades was there?
8 grades.
8 grades, and which one did you get up to?
The 4th.
4th grade. Did they have just one teacher?
One teacher.
And what was her name?
Oh, they had so many of them, it was hard to keep up with.
Were there a lot of Wyandottes that attended that school, or various other tribes?
Not too many.
Not too many?
No.
What was a typical day Like when you'd get up in the morning before you went to school, how many chores did you have to do?
Oh, we had to go milk a bunch of cows.
How many head did you have?
Oh, 4 or 5, a
Five.
couple of us to milk.
And
And come in of a night, chop wood, and then go milk them again.
did you have
Now they can't walk a block to school, let alone 3 miles.
Did you have any other stock animals on
Oh
the
yeah,
farm?
we had horses, chickens, and everything.
How long did the school day last? What time did you have to be at school?
I think school took up about 9 o'clock.
And when did you finish?
We got out at 4.
4. And as soon as you got back from school, you had some chores waiting
We
for you.
had to grab the chopping axe, start the wood pile.
How much wood did you have to chop?
Oh, I don't remember. We had to chop enough to do it out the next day. It was
Oh, really?
pretty good chore.
Well, how late of a day did you have as far as other chores? Did you?
Well, we usually finished about dark.
Dark. Did you have to work any in the field as far as?
Oh yeah, we had to work in the field.
What kind of crops did you raise?
Corn,
And
wheat, and oats.
were you able to? I take it you were able to sell some of it to help make an income.
Oh yeah. Of course, we had a few hogs to feed.
Did you have any particular chores other than the wood chopping? Like, did you ever have to churn any butter, or was that someone else left that?
Oh Lord, I wish that I had that old churn I used then. We had an old churn, I almost feel about that high cedar. With brass bands around it, and you was running more. That old churn now.
How long did it take generally to churn
Lord, I
butter?
don't remember. But I churned that thing when I'd stand on a chair.
Oh,
Churned
as long as you can remember, huh?
Oh yeah.
And was that a daily occurrence, or was that something that would
That churned only about 2 or 3 times, about twice a week.
really? What did besides farming? What else did your father do? Was that all that he did?
That's about all he done.
His farm and
His kids got big enough, and Dad was 5 foot tall. They ever laugh at me, but I said he was 5 foot tall, and I've plowed ever since I could tiptoe and hold his plow handles like that.
And so, when you weren't doing anything else, you were working the fields.
Oh yeah.
And so, when it's time to do plow, did you have mules or oxen or horses?
We had horse and mule.
Horse and mule.
Horse and mule.
Generally, how long would it take for something like that to just?
Just depending on how you got after it.
How large of a field did you have as far as the corn?
Well, we usually have maybe about 20 acres.
20 acres.
1, 2 old horses and a cultivator take you a long time to do that. Of course, now they plow them less than a day with a tractor.
Oh, sure.
But then they figured 5 or 6 acres a day with a team was pretty good work.
Did you, now you say you have an older brother.
Yeah.
Did you have any hired hands on the farm, or you all did the work yourself?
We didn't work. Dad never had any hard hands that I ever knew of.
Have you been involved in any of the tribal politics of the Wyandottes, or
I was on a committee here for almost 30 years.
business committee?
Yeah.
From what year to what year?
I went on there and got on there in 50, I don't know what, 56 minutes, long chain got me on it. And I don't remember when I went off, but boy, I'll tell you, it was a relief when I got off of it.
Oh, really? Was it something you were elected to every year, or?
Oh yeah, every 2 or 3 years, I don't remember now.
Did you have a certain district that you represented, or?
Oh, we just represented the tribe, and of course, to make them for that, but they had to be elected in a certain mileage distance of here.
And you say Chief Lawrence Zane got you on?
He's the one that got me to go on. Then I got off of it, and Leonard Carter, he wanted to get on. So he got on there, and I stayed on there till Bear went on, and I got off of it, and I've stayed off of it.
Well, how long was Chief Zane in as chief?
Lord, I can't remember how long he was on there. We made our first trip to Kansas City in 56, I think. whenever I met with Governor Kerr, and Vice President Barkley, I don't know who, all that bunch out of boys, and then expect us to be sitting there in the corner with a blanket around us and a braid of hair hanging down our back.
Oh, excuse me.
And when they'd say something to us, we'd just say, ugh. That's what they thought.
And what was this in reference to? Trying to settle the claim
So unsettling claim.
in the Ohio area or in the Kansas
In the
area?
Ohio area.
And so they had this stereotype of what an Indian should be. And
Yeah.
well, what kind of discussions did you have? First of all, how long did you meet with the group?
We was there a big part of the day. I don't remember. That was back in '56. It's hard for me to remember back all that stuff.
But
All I can remember, times was pretty rough, and we had to pay our own expense, and that was pretty rough. And, I got up a Monday morning, lived over on the creek, and I milked 11 cows by hand. Milked them 2 o'clock in the morning, be over there to go to Kansas City. The Lawrence beat my arm to go catch him to go to Kansas City by 3 o'clock.
Oh, really?
I was getting around.
Did you go by car?
We went by car.
And so you met with this delegation from Washington.
Yeah.
And this more or less got the ball rolling to get the claim.
Yeah.
And it took how long for that claim to finally get processed?
Oh, I see. I forget now when we did get them, but it was a long time.
Just the wheels were, motion were slow.
You better believe it was slow.
Well, in the time that you were on the tribal committee, what kind of activities did you do as far as trying to promote the tribe
We tried just about anything we thought we could get through. I was on the committee when they got this building here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My name's on the plaque, but I don't know how to put it up.
Oh. When the claim finally was processed and the money came in, you were now able to start doing some things for the tribe. What do you consider, of all the years that you were on the tribal committee, what do you consider your greatest success in the benefit of your people?
Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you what, I was on there with some aggravating chiefs.
Like who?
Well, Mark Carter for one.
Oh, really? What was the? Y'all just didn't see eye to eye on things?
Well, yeah. Well, no, you didn't see eye to eye on things. You know that as well as I do. You never see eye on things. He was one of them guys, if you didn't see eye to eye to him, he never heard you. He didn't make care what you said. He sat there like he didn't hear you.
Was this?
You couldn't talk to him. He just sat there like he didn't hear you.
Oh, really?
He was going to build this building off out there where that tent sits, and we didn't own the land on the operator is here.
Oh, really?
On the land we had the darndest time with him.
Well, how long was he chief?
Lord, I don't remember. I don't remember.
But he succeeded Zane
No, he preceded
Leonard. But there was constant fireworks between the committee and the chief then.
Oh, yeah, if something he wanted to die, he just couldn't talk nothing else. He wanted a car top deal, and it wasn't worth a dime, I'll tell you, and he just couldn't see it.
Well, what kind of relationship did the Wyandotte tribe have with the Bureau of Indian Affairs? Did they help much, or were they more of a hindrance?
Well, didn't seem like they helped a bit. I don't know, we couldn't get nothing done. I just like when Lawrence is in there. We went up at the Indian office at Miami, when Andrews is in there. And we wanted to look at some records. He wasn't even going to let us in.
Well, why not?
And I don't know, but we went to Muskogee. Muskogee. And the next day we went up there, we got in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anything we wanted.
Talked to his boss, did you?
We talked to his boss, and we went up there the next day, got in. Yeah.
Was this to try to prosecute the claims, or was it for other business?
Well, we was checking up on different things, and records you need to see, and everything, but, But tell the truth, I didn't know there was a Wyandotte tribe till I don't know when, but I'd go down and listen to Seneca's, Coyotes, I knew they had a tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I knew more about theirs than I did mine.
Well, how come that was the way? How come that to be? I mean, how is it that you knew about the others, but not so much
Well,
about your own?
they had what they call a greenhorn beach down here at the Bassett Stock Ground, and we'd go down there all the time and we'd kill them that way. I think old Leonard Carter was chief, and they kind of organized this bunch long back, long about 37.
Oh, really?
Somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
They got straightened up.
And about the time you went on to the tribal business committee, how large was the tribe at that time? Do you know?
I think it's about 11, 1200.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it's increased slowly as time has gone on.
Oh yeah, they put a lot of kids on, and of course there's a few older ones died off. They probably some older ones on there now that they haven't ever put their name with.
Oh, really? Well, I take it then that they haven't, they don't conduct a tribal roll every year to update it or anything?
Well, they have been. Every year they put on the new ones. But I don't think half of them, when some of the old ones die, I don't think half of them reported in.
Oh, really?
See, they're supposed to report in, I think, and bring a birthday or a death certificate so they can get them off.
Well, what kind of programs does the Wyandot tribe provide its people? Does it have any programs at all besides, I know they have some education scholarships that they...
Well, I think that's about it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't have any housing program or health program of any kind?
All the help they've got is this gal over here that he's telling about up there, Jackie, that tests your blood pressure and stuff. She's good at it.
Mm-hmm. But anything else, they're more or less on their own.
Yeah.
Well, what is the, I take it most of the Wyandots who live in this general area are farmers, or do they work?
And most of them, I think, works out. I don't think we have the farmers in.
Really? So most of them go to Miami or Seneca or some other place to do their, where they've got jobs.
Well, I imagine most of them go to Miami or Joplin. Like
Joplin. Now, are you semi-retired or you still work a farm?
I'm retired. Before I'm concerned, I quit.
When did you stop farming?
Oh, I don't remember now, several years back. But I come up about 3 years ago with heart trouble and diabetes and 2 kinds of asthma. So
Oh,
I'm done.
So I guess,
I'm done.
so it was time to retire for a while, huh?
Yeah.
When did you meet your wife?
Oh, let's see, back about 41, 2, somewhere in there.
Was it here in Wyandotte?
Oh, yeah.
Well, at the time that you met her, did you have to go to war, or did you?
I've been to the war since I met her.
Did you? So you served in World War II. What branch of the service?
I was in cavalry over there in Philippines.
Philippines.
Yeah.
And how long? When did you enlist, or were you drafted?
I was drafted.
What year?
42.
42. And how long were you in?
3 years.
And
27 months of that over there.
so you were in Philippines the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah. I was in that rush into Manila.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you suffer any wounds while you were there?
When I come home, I had malaria, that's all.
Oh, really?
They sent me down to the hospital. 4 quarts of fluid in the arm after I got home.
What were some of the major battles that while you were stationed over there?
Oh, Lord God. I don't know. Help make 2 beachheads. That's something I kind of hated.
Oh, really? How come?
But I don't know. I said now it'd be kind of funny if a man could set off somewhere and watch him go in.
What company or regiment were you in?
I was in the 8th Regiment, headquarters troop, 8th Regiment.
And what was your rank when you went in? And what was your rank when you...
Private when I went in, and I come out as a private.
Private, okay.
Acted sergeant corporal
Oh, really?
all the way through. And then they wanted to give me a rating after it come out, and I said, "Why, I went through it all without a rating. What's use taking it now?"
Yeah. So you left the service after the war when it was.
War was supposed to have been won when I come home.
So.
I left Manila and come home the day that my outfit landed in Japan.
Oh, really?
I was that lucky.
Um. So that was in what? Early 45.
45.
Mm-hmm. And you came back here to Wyandotte and took up where you left off as far as farming.
Yeah.
Now you say you married your.
Stayed up in Kansas one year, went up in Kansas and we got married and stayed up there 1 year. But now there's something else. And I went in the Army. I left here the 2nd of November, 42. And when I was discharged, it was the first day of November of 45.
Oh, really? So it was almost 3 years to the day.
Can't miss it with her for her.
But you had married before you.
No, I
left?
didn't marry till after I got back.
She waited for you.
Yeah. So see, she had 3 years, and she didn't change her mind, so she came off.
Well.
Of course, I was married before, and then my first wife separated. So I've got a boy at 53 years old.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
What's his name?
David.
David? Does he live around here?
No, he's up in Colorado.
Colorado? Did you have any children with your second wife?
We've got two. Had two.
Well, boys or girls? Or?
One boy and one girl. Lost the boy when he was 12 years old.
Oh, sorry about that. When did you marry?
And 15th day of December 45.
45. And you say you stayed a year in Kansas and then you came back here. Did you come back to the family farm or did you buy a piece of land?
I bought a piece of land. I bought part of my dad's old lot over on the creek when I come back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
stayed there till I got sick, and the doctor told me I had to get out of there off of the creek, which I hated to do. He said I had to get off, so I left.
you live here in town?
No, I live just a half a mile right up here on that hill.
Oh, do you?
Thanks the rocks down on this place.
Your dad's allotment, how long did he live?
Well, he like from the 15th of January to the 4th day of May being 97.
My word. And so what year did he die?
50.
1950? And how about your mother?
I don't remember what year she died. But him and her had been separated for years.
Uh-huh. But I imagine your father had seen quite a bit in that 97 years.
Oh, yeah.
Too bad they didn't have a tape recorder then. They could have gotten it all down. Did he have a pretty good memory up until...
Well, he seemed to. But he could talk the Indian language.
He could?
But he never would teach us kids. So
why not?
I don't know. But he never would teach us kids.
Do you remember any words at all?
I couldn't remember a word. He wouldn't tell us nothing. But he told it. I had a half sister-in-law that talked English. Him and her sat and talked, but they would never tell us kids nothing. And the same way, he played the fiddle, but he would never try to teach us kids.
Huh. Was he involved in tribal politics at all, or?
They didn't have a tribe organized while he was alive.
Oh, really? But how was it that? I guess he was on some Wyandotte roll.
Oh yeah, he was on one.
I imagine we'd find him on some of our records down at the Historical Society.
Yeah, he's on there. You'll find that James M. Wright. He's on there. Bet you.
Well, now his father was the one that spoke 9 different languages.
Yeah.
Well, how many do you know offhand? How many your father
I
spoke?
don't know how many he spoke. He would say.
But he died in 1950. Is he buried around here?
We're up Seneca.
Seneca. Since you're retired from the farm, and I guess you're retired from tribal politics, what do you do for activity?
I don't do much anything.
Do you watch television or?
Well, I bet I watch television less than anybody.
Oh, really?
We turn the television on after about 5:30 for the news. Then about 10 o'clock we turned on the news then, and that's about it.
What do you think is since the time that you were born to now, what do you think has been the greatest modern convenience that you've enjoyed?
Well, I guess, I don't know. Electricity, it saves you a lot of work.
Saves you from chopping wood. When you were younger and working on the farm, did you have a wagon or buggies, or did you ride horses?
I had wagons, I had teams, I had wagons. I farmed back when they farmed with horses.
Really? When was the first time you got your first automobile?
Oh, I don't, well, let's see. I bought my first automobile, I guess, when I come home from the service. 45, up in Kansas. Man, old Chevy, I forget what model it was, and I traded it for a Model A Ford.
Oh, really?
You know, when they couldn't make them Model A Fords, that's when they couldn't make them cars.
Yeah. But how long did you have that Model A?
I don't know. I kept it for quite a while, and then I traded it off. But the first new car I bought a new Chevy pickup in '51. Buy a new one now, the banker would let me if I get one that good.
Mm-hmm.
I drove it 20 years. I had it stuck one time.
Oh, really? And when you were working your farm, did you buy any, heavy farm machinery to help, or?
I just bought what I used team then.
Mm-hmm.
Had a few tractors around, but most of them around here then was farming with horses. There's just a few of them that farmed with tractors. Of course, I've had a tractor now for I don't know how long, but all I do is brush hog it.
Mm-hmm. So, when you retired, did you sell the farm, or do you have
I've got 80 acres up there where I'm at now.
Oh, really?
I just got to brush hog it off a few days back.
How, over the years in your farming, what would you consider the best years that you had as far as farming when it came to good years?
Oh, Lord, I don't know. I've had a lot of good ones. Because I've farmed all my life, but not for myself, but I've had some pretty good years.
Would you say that, what was say during the Depression, was that a time period that was pretty hard on you as far as your making it with the farm?
Well, it was pretty hard, but we made it. Now, we used to make it, and as old boy said, make a good living. Farm with them old horses, and now they farm with tractors and thousands of acres, and they can't make it. I don't know what's the matter.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's too much involvement with the government?
Absolutely, I think that's exactly what it is.
With their farm subsidies and everything, they don't give them a fair market value. Let the market establish the rate.
Well, too many of them depend on the government.
Mm-hmm. I take it when you were farming, you never did you qualify for, or did you accept any government assistance when it came to that?
I never did. I went over and put in one time, and they'd pay so much on less diesel seed. So I went over there and I won 150 pounds so pack I had there. I went over there and they'd pay the percent on that one at 300 pounds it was. They'd pay a percent on 150 pounds divided by the seed and bring them a slip. Well, I had a neighbor down there. He had all kinds of money, which I was rushing to get by. He went away and they give him percent on the 3,000 pounds, and I don't know, he didn't have enough ground to even sow it on.
Oh, really?
That's right.
I wonder why they were so, arbitrary or discriminatory like that.
I don't know. So I found them a seed and bought it. So I never did take them the money, slip over so they could pay the percent on it. What the heck, I just buy it and do it myself.
Were there other times that government interfered with your farming operations, or?
I never did mess with
You're probably better off that way.
Well, like I told them, like I say once in a while, why don't you do this and do that? I said, you don't do it yourself and then you get it done.
Yeah.
That's the only way. That's like an old boy lived up there, he was telling him what he needed to do, and he's an old German. And he said, oh hell, he said, I don't need to know what to do, he said, I need to what to do with. Which was right. But they tell you what to do.
Yeah, I want the keys to the car.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to give
I've got to
you.
run home and get some.
Yeah, I
Bead work.
figured you'd run home and leave me.
The woman wants me to buy some of my beadwork.
She's a white woman, but she's more of an Indian than I am when it comes to making beads and
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Sometimes I think I am altogether more. I've got a lot of interest in it.
Did you notice that tie the chiefs are wearing?
Is she the one that made that?
She's the one
I've
that
been
made that.
I've been admiring that.
She's the one that made that.
Boy, I'd like to get one myself because that's nice.
And then she got an outfit women puts on her hair back there she made.
Oh, really?
She don't make it. She ain't made by them lately because they're too hard on her eyes.
Oh, I'm sure. That's a lot of work involved in that.
Well, you better believe it. I think she's 72 years old. It's too hard on her eyes. Yeah, she made that piece there.
Oh my, well that's beautiful beadwork. I mentioned that to them earlier today, and I saw it. Well, now, what do you think the direction of the Wyandottes as far as a tribe? Do you think they're going to be able to, you know, you had this tribal meeting today, and they talked about economic development. What do you think? What is your opinion on that? Do you think it's going to?
I think if they could get into that deal out there, that old boy's talking about, they'd be all right. I don't see a way they could lose.
So you think the Wyandottes have a pretty good future ahead of them if they follow through on that?
Well, I think they would have. I don't see why they wouldn't. I think the biggest trouble with the Indians, they don't hang together enough.
Let me flip this over. I want to get your comment on that because I have a. You were saying about Indians and the.
If they all hang together, they can get a lot more done. But they won't hang together. One tried to trade the other and get something they won't get. And if they all hang together, they can get a lot more done.
Well, I feel like they could, if they put aside their petty differences, and they could become quite a voter bloc.
I wonder if they could.
All over the, not only in Oklahoma, but all over the country.
Well, there's enough of them. They'd all hang together. They could.
Politicians in Washington would sure sit up and take notice if the Indians.
Well, I wonder they wouldn't.
I mean, the blacks managed it. I don't see why
Well,
the Indians can't.
If the Indians would all hang together like the blacks did, they'd do just as good.
Oh, excuse me.
You sit out here.
We just need. I just was checking to see if the door was locked before.
Hey, don't you lock us up in here.
I'm not.
Fine.
But
They get laughing. They laugh at me once in a while. They get to talking, and I said, "The dumb Indian." And they say, well, why do you say he's dumb? Well, I said, if he hadn't been dumb, he'd have shot them white people off the boat when they come in. And I said, they'd still had the country.
that's right. What do you think will? Do you think that the tribe is going to continue to grow as far as a tribe? I noticed you added. Did you add all 50 children that were up for enrollment today? So, so your tribal enrollment's a little over 3,400 right now. So,
Well, I don't know. You know, see, they get down now where a lot of them ain't got much Indian blood in them. The old boy said they'd stick with there. A lot of them, they wouldn't have no blood left.
You say you're a quarter blood, right?
Chief, he's 3/8.
3/8. There's not a full blood left in the bunch. Did you know any full bloods when you were growing up? Did you? Who were some of the prominent people of the Wyandot tribe that helped, shape the tribe as far as, in your opinion, that helped guide it along? Do you know of any?
Well, all that I know when they started out, I guess they're dead now.
Really?
Leonard Carter, he was the chief, I think, when they started this up back in '37. All of them, I figured, has been Well, they had going around here and they'd have a meeting. They said they had to have 30 to have a meeting. Well, I got, and they'd have to get in the car and go out and drag some of them in.
Oh, really?
That's how much interested there was.
And then when they have their meeting, do they have some pretty fiery meetings as far as activity?
Well, not too bad. They used to have them up there in the Indian school when they had it up there. And they'd have to have 30 members, they said. And they wouldn't have them, and they'd have to get in the car and go out and drag 3 or 4 in.
Well, when did it all change as far as interest in what was going on in the tribe?
I'd say 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Before you get some of them around.
What about this new constitution that you've had for the last few years that changed the 37 Constitution? Do you think it's a better one, or needs changing itself, or?
Well, they changed that to where, see, used to you had to live in Oklahoma to vote. That's like out there today. Well, now it don't make a difference where they're at. I've contended all along that it don't make a difference where they come from. They ought to be able to vote.
But it's only right and fair, it seems.
Well, that's what it all seemed to me.
If they're a member of the tribe, they
Yeah.
ought to, no matter if they're Texas or Canada or someplace
Yeah.
else, they ought to be able to partake in the.
While they lived in Australia and got here, they ought to be able to vote.
Mhm.
Well, they couldn't vote, so they wouldn't go to meetings. Well, you couldn't blame them.
Mhm.
We got a lot of them, and they live right up here in Sanity. Some of them up in Joplin. They ain't here today. They just quit coming. They never come anymore. So I don't know. That was a change they made, but
Any other changes that you think have improved?
I don't know. Well, they changed too to where, see, they used to have an election every 2 years, I believe it was. Elect the whole committee, chief and the whole committee. Now they have election every year, and elect part of them one year, part of them the next, which I think is a pretty good idea. That way they have some old heads on and new heads.
So there's always somewhat of a constant turnover in representation on the tribal committee then.
Well, it's just like when I was on there, there's a girl elected on the committee. She said, I don't know what to do. I said, you just have to do the best you can. Do what you think's right. I said, it don't make a difference what I think or what the other fellow thinks. I said, you do what you think.
Has Wyandotte's ever had a female chief? It's always been males.
Yep.
Do the females in the tribe have a special role, or is they just?
They don't seem to have. Well, they always have a female secretary.
Oh, do they?
I was around here the other day and they was hunting for stuff and they couldn't find nothing. I said, but the secretary ought to have that. Well, they didn't know. Well, I said, she'd ought to have it. I said, that's her job. If she don't have it, well, I'll be doing something about it.
Do the Wyandottes get together only once a year for their general meeting, or do they meet more often than that?
Well, the committee meets, I don't know, every day of bed. We used to meet once a month. I don't know how often this meets. The wife, she ordered it and said, oh, you ought to do it. I said, I've put 20-some years in it, and I said, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to bother them. I'm just let them go ahead.
Well, this present administration, do you find some problems with it, or do you agree with some of the things they're doing, or in the direction they're going in?
I agree with a lot of what they're doing. I don't know. Somebody told me a while back there's kind of squabbling, and the committee's kind of squabbling amongst themselves. I don't know.
Well, I guess that's.
And if they do, they ain't gonna get much done.
Well, I guess it happens to the best of groups.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully it won't get to the point where it'll break down the system.
But you can't squabble and get along.
What do you feel like if there's anything that the Wyandotte tribe has to offer, say the new tribal members, the young kids that are coming in, what do you think it'll do for them as far as?
Well, I don't know how you know, because these young kids, you can't figure on what they think or nothing anymore.
Well, do you see, I notice a lot of young people here today, and which surprises me, because most young people really don't get involved in these sort of things. But, and I think it's good that they're here, because once you, you know, if you have just one age group and they're aging rapidly and you don't have any new blood coming in, then it's a bad sign. But
Well, there's no boy out there today. In the last few meetings he's been to, he's been pretty nice. He used to cause a commotion every time he come to meetings. I don't know. But anymore, seems like all right. I don't know what he's learned or anything about it, but everything's okay. But he used to get them commotion every time he come. Have them all stirred and everything else.
what was his beef? What was?
No, they wasn't doing the shooting.
Oh, really?
Of course, he's off down Tulsa somewhere. He couldn't be on the committee or anything, and they wouldn't have had him on there. Don't guess if he'd been there. They wouldn't put him on. But he had ideas of his own, which wouldn't work. Oh.
Is there anything that you can think of, you know, that's been a memorable experience in living in this general area that, you know, that stands out more than anything else in your mind?
Well, all I can say about that, people seems awful nice around here to me. Awful nice. It's like you heard him talk about that eating deal out there, the best in the country. He was over at Miami here a while back. I don't know where he told you about that or not. There's bragging on it over there. He is. I don't know where's in the clinic or where. If there's a bragging on it, he got to laughing. And finally somebody said, there's bragging how good they was down here. And he was laughing, and they said, what are you laughing at? He said, I'm the chief.
So that made him feel pretty good.
Well, yeah. But there's a lot of them come down there from Miami Beach. It's over there, and they say it's so much better than that over there. But they have people come up there eating from Grove and
Oh, really?
yeah, it'll make every so they're in there.
Well, I really appreciate your taking time to have this interview because, like I say, one of the reasons we were here, we just don't have that much on Wyandotte. Not only the people, but their tribal history. We got some of their tribal history, but it only goes up to 1900. And so we really appreciate your taking time. And
Well, they had a roll around here somewhere. It was back in, I believe, 96 somewhere.
oh, really? Well, I'm going to talk to them about maybe getting copies of some of the material because it would be nice if we had it on file.
Well, I'll tell you what I wish they'd do. You know, stuff gets lost and misplaced and burned out. I wish they'd have a roll made, something like that. And let me hear somebody like that have one. Well, and somebody of them got destroyed, they'd have one somewhere else. I don't know.
Well, really.
That way you got more than one record.
Well, sure. What they need to do is, if they've got some real valuable records, is let someone make a copy or microfilm it or someplace, and in case it does get lost or destroyed, then it would be there for future use.
They was looking for some stuff down there the other day, and I finally told them, I said, well, them secretaries don't know nothing about them. I said, I don't know, you ought to get a new secretary. Well, if that's all I mean, I'll get out of here. And
Well, I sure do appreciate it, Mr. Wright. If I can get you to sign this form that allows us to use your interview, if you'll date it and sign it right here and give me your mailing address up here, please, sir.
You see, this is September the...
It's September the 3rd.